Acha, acha, chalo, chalo. ठीक है. Thank you. Hey, my friend.
Yo, what happened?
Oh, someone asked me for a date.
Dating?
Yes.
You know what is dating?
Oh yeah, I never thought of that.
If you want to know more about dating, listen till the end and you'll see more about dating.
We have Brother Thepfukuotuo to talk about dating today, and I believe that as a family members we will learn from Brother Thepfukuotuo today about dating. He is ready to tell us what dating is according to Christians, and I think as a young man and woman we need to know the meaning of dating. So we are here to talk about it, and so I have 3 questions, brother, to talk about.
Okay.
And the first is, as a Christian, what do you understand about dating? How would you explain if someone asks you, and what you want to educate people? So you can share with us, what do you understand about dating?
Okay. It's a very good question, I should say, because many Christians, especially youth, we tend to take dating in a very different way, because the world itself or our present world tells us different things about dating, and where many youths, not just youths but even older people, they go wrong. And because that's what they were taught, in a way they learn from the television or from Western world. And so people in our context or in our area, I should say, we happen to follow them. And so our perspective of dating, we follow their style of dating. And it doesn't mean that our style of dating is different and their style of dating is different. But as a Christian, I think that if we date someone, if we date a girl or a boy or a man or a woman, our dating should be in such a way where we have to remember what we learn from the Bible. We have to respect one another. So in respecting, there are many things taking place when we respect a person or the opposite sex. So while dating them, if we respect them, we will not think of doing bad thing to that person. We will always have that thinking, or we will always have that clear conscience that I should take care of this person, love that person without doing anything wrong to that person. So when I'm saying doing anything wrong, I'm referring to our physical things, for our desires that we look for, those desires in someone or to the opposite sex. So in dating, many people will go wrong there, and because we were also we see those things in our television, in the movies, or even in our day-to-day life, we see people doing those things. So I believe that from there we learn about those dating, and then as a Christian, we do not follow what the Bible tells us, how to live a holy life, or how to live a life without those fault, without those worldly imaginations and their understanding. Yeah.
So in one of the class presentations, in our class presentations, a presenter talk about this dating, and it made clear to me, as a young Christian, how I need to date with others. It doesn't. I'm saying it doesn't mean that I experience, right? I do date. I'm not meaning that, but dating is important, and it's all about knowing each other, knowing the opposite sex. So what do you say? Can you tell me that?
Yeah, I also believe that, like, dating someone, even if you are a Christian or as a person, dating someone is not wrong, because whatever it is, we have to know the other person whom we like or we love, if we have the future plan. So until and unless we know that person, and that comes through dating, so we term that as dating.
Yes.
So that actually it's not kind of dating, but we term it as dating, and then we say, I'm dating someone. And in that process, we learn about that person. And so by talking, eating meals together, going out to a restaurant, or going out for a picnic, or just go for a long drive, or visit some beautiful places, or even for sightseeing, or even for trekking. So we go to different places. So those can be dating.
Yeah, yes.
But these are the things from which we learn about that person in their daily activities, or in the small things. What does that person do, or how does he or she behaves
Yes.
in those situations? So from there we learn about that person. So I think dating can be in that way.
Yeah.
And so that's something which we have to keep in mind. Yeah.
So dating is all about knowing each other.
Yeah, it's
nothing
more about,
beyond.
yeah, nothing. It should not be beyond that.
Yeah, yeah.
But what these days people do is like,
Yeah.
dating means they have to go to that side. Nah?
Yeah.
Until unless we do that,
You
that's
mean,
not dating.
Kind of physical.
Yeah,
involvement.
yeah, already physical
Yeah,
involvement. Yeah.
So thank you so much for the understanding. And second question, and that is, how should a Christian date? Is it right to date as a Christian? How as a Christian, how shall we date? I'm asking this question because we need proper place to date, and we need proper inform as we go, and if we go to dating, so we need to choose place. So kind of where people will see us together sitting, and then in that sense we will not think of physical involvement of those things. So what do you say as a Christian to date? Is it right for us?
Yeah, how should we date someone, or how should we go for dating? I think like there are many places where we can date someone, and we can just hang out with that person. But especially like if as a Christian, if I date, like I would think of places where there are like people are around, places where there can be less chance of me as a man
Yes.
falling to temptation, falling to my own fleshly desire.
Yes.
And I would definitely avoid like night dating or meeting someone at night, because at night it's dark, people don't see us much, and maybe that during that time or during that situation we might go beyond what we planned. Or so, yeah, places like that. Of course, sometimes we need some private space between our partners, and so in that situation, of course, we can go out to an open place or into a park where we can be just alone. But since that is an open space, we can control ourselves in that way. Of course, temptations, those are always there, whether be it with among the people or just the two of us. So it's not easy to like find a place, but sometimes it also depends on us how we control ourselves. Yeah.
So that's a good kind of explanation. And another question, third question is about, would you like to give your suggestions? We talk a little about your suggestions, but can you give more suggestions as a Christian how to date with opposite sex? You can bring we can think as a Christian, and keeping in mind that we have Bible to guide us, even to know others. So in that sense, you can give your suggestions.
Yeah, as a man or as a person, if you are a youth, or if you are a woman, a young lady, or a teenager, if you are planning to date someone, or if you are in love with someone, go for dating. But always keep in mind that your dating should be that goal of your dating should be your marriage, not for other pleasures. And if we go on dating for other pleasures, our dating will not be fruitful, in the way we will be misled, and in the process we also spoil our own life, our body. So go for dating, but always be mindful that you are a chosen person. God wants you. Always think that God is looking at you or looking up to you. So always keep that standard in yourself, that you are a child of God and you have to follow His footsteps. Always think of that. And if you go on dating, even if your partner don't understand, or even if your partner does not understand what you are thinking, explain it to that person so that that person will understand. Of course, there might be some misunderstandings, but if it is for your good and if it is for the will of God, then we have to see those things, and we also have to let our partner also know those things, so that our dating will not be for any other purpose, but only for the purpose of marriage and for knowing one another better. So even without like having this physical contact with someone, we can know someone better. So people say that like until and unless we have that physical attachment, we cannot understand one another deeply. We say that, but that is a very wrong idea.
Yes.
And so we have to know that even without doing those things, we can know someone very well. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I have two things I also understand about dating, few things about dating, and I will try to explain this. And then if you think kind of I'm wrong, then you can just interrupt me.
Okay.
And then you can just tell me what should be or what should not be.
Mm.
So first is wrong understanding of dating. I'm telling you this because, or I'm sharing this because our understanding of dating, we have discussed this. We have discussed just now that dating is to know one another, right? So the wrong understanding of dating is for our culture or for our context, at least. We first fall into love and relationship, and then we go for date, right? I don't know whether you have experienced, you have seen those things, but those who are in relationship goes for dating. So in that sense, things go wrong. So I don't know whether you have experienced it, but that is one problem I have seen among our young people, especially just in general. So that's another. That's one thing I have experienced. I have seen. And second thing is, dating can be hard, discouragement for either the opposite sex. I'm saying this because dating is to know one another, and then after that go to love and relationship. Now in that dating, someone can reject you, or your your girlfriend can reject you on the spot, and then you can reject your date mate. But in that sense, it can be very discouraging also. So what do you say that we should have two things in mind? One is we will get into relationship, and then one is we can be rejected. So what do you say that? Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I think that once we are already in love, I think dating, that term, I think it's not very suitable, because we are already in relationship.
That's
so
right.
But when we say dating, it's like we like someone, we want to know about that person more, and then we meet that person, and before falling in love, we have to take those measures.
Yes.
Yeah, if we blindly just fall in love with someone, that person may be a bad person, where that person can even destroy your own life.
Yes.
So we have to be careful in that. But yeah, dating, for me, I think, yeah, different people will have different understanding, different experiences. But for me, when it comes to dating, I think of liking a person where I also think that that person also likes me back, but I am curious, but I am also careful not to just blindly go with that person. So meeting that person, talking more about, learning more about the person, or talking about myself to that person, letting that person know about me. So those things go in the dating for me. So I think dating should be not love first, but knowing that person first, then loving that person.
So dating is the first step to love someone.
Yeah, it's like a first step, then second step we go loving that person.
Yes.
People say that like they love someone just by first sight, but I think without knowing that person, how can we
that's true.
totally fall in love, right?
That's true,
Yeah.
And we were discussing, dating can be even for old people.
Yeah.
So we just need to be specific. Those who are unmarried. Though some people are old, but there are people those who are unmarried. For those people, this dating is not for people those who have their wives and children.
Yeah.
So we need to know that as an old man also. So
Yes.
dating is not for marriage. Not to interfere or not to interrupt the marriage relationship, right? So thank you so much for beautiful explanations on dating. And second, since we dealt on dating, next is love and relationship. We will try to talk about, right?
Yeah, sure.
So thank you so much. I believe
Yeah.
our viewers have, they will learn or they are learning about this dating.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for your precious time. God bless you.
Thank you.